Let us consider the following as an example for the estimation of one population proportion. Let's say there is a toothpaste industry who conducted a survey on the consumer preference, and this toothpaste industry is located somewhere in Laguna province. The survey showed that 142 out of 300 people preferred the toothpaste brand Call Up. So from this study, we can see that they surveyed 300 people, so this is our sample size. And 142 said that they prefer the toothpaste brand Call Up. So this 142 is our X. So the first task could be, what is the best point estimate for the true proportion of consumers preferring Call Up in Laguna? Remember that the best point estimate for the true proportion is the sample proportion. The sample proportion is P hat, which is equal to X over N. So X over N is 142 over 300. 142 over 300 is equal to 0.4733. So this is 0.4733 or 47.33%. This is our best point estimate for the true proportion. And then let's say the follow-up task is to construct a 99% confidence interval for the true proportion of consumers in Laguna that prefer Call Up. To compute for the confidence interval, we have to consider the following. That is, the NP hat and the NQ hat should be greater than 5. This will ensure that the sample size is large enough. And when the sample size is large enough, according to the central limit theorem, the distribution will be approximately normal. When the distribution is approximately normal, we can make use of this formula to come up with the confidence interval. For quick reference, we'll make use of this table to see or to identify what is the corresponding Z of alpha over 2 for the 99% confidence level. So we go to the 99% confidence level, and the value that corresponds to this 99% level, the Z of alpha over 2, which is denoted as Z of alpha over 2, is equal to 2.576. This is equivalent to the Z of alpha over 2, that is, alpha is 1%, so the alpha over 2 is 0.5% or 0.005. So with that, we are now ready to compute for the confidence interval. Let's start with the P hat. The P hat is equal to X over N, which was computed as 0.4733, so minus the Z of alpha over 2, which is 2.576, times the square root of P hat, which is also 0.4733. The Q hat, or the 1 minus P hat, is 1 minus 0.4733, and that is equal to 0.5267. Divided by the sample size, we asked 300 people for this survey, so the N is equal to 300. So first, let's compute for the P hat minus, because the P hat plus, which is the upper limit, can be easily solved by changing the minus sign into a plus sign. From my computation, this is equal to 0.3990. Now let's compute for the upper limit. So all I have to do is to change the minus sign into the plus sign. So this will give me 0.54755 or 0.5476. So this is our confidence interval to the 99% confidence level. In terms of percentage, this is equivalent to 39.90% up to 54.76%. The true proportion could only lie from 39.90 up to 54.76%, based on the confidence level that is 99% confidence. Now let us consider a follow-up task. Suppose that it is said that if less than 60% of the consumers prefer call-up, the industry is planning to increase its advertising budget. Is there a need to increase its advertising budget for this brand, and why? To answer this question, we simply refer to the confidence interval that we have obtained. Note that the true proportion could lie from 39.90% up to 54.76%, and that means the true proportion is less than 60%. Therefore, since the proportion is less than 60%, the industry should increase its advertising budget. That means to make it more popular or to make it known to more consumers. So to answer the question, is there a need to increase? Yes. And why? Because from the computation of the confidence interval, it says that it could only lie from 39.90% to 54.76%, which is obviously less than 60%. So here in this video, we saw an example of a problem on population proportion, an example of questions that could be possibly asked. So commonly asked questions would be, of course, they will ask for the best point estimate, or at least you should know how to find it because you'll be needing it anyway when you compute for the confidence interval. And then the next task would be the construction of a confidence interval, and that could be either through 99%, through 95%, or 90%, or even 98%. Okay, and then another possible task would be, now that we know a certain confidence interval for the proportion, how do we use that to give or to make a decision for the company? Let's say in this example, we said that if there is less than 60% who prefer call-up, then the company or the industry should increase the budget, the advertising budget. And we saw that since it's only between 39.90 and 54.76, which is less than 60%, then indeed there is a need for the industry to increase the advertising budget. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you now know how to find the estimate and how to construct a confidence interval for one population proportion. Okay, that's it. Thank you.